Hi, I'm Kyle Abenett, the social media director here at Nissan of McKinney. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new 2017 Platinum Armada. It's the first one we've gotten in. Let's take it for a spin. Alright guys, here we are, the 2017 Nissan Armada Platinum. This is everything that you can get in one. To be honest with you guys, I haven't even been in one yet. This is my real first drive of the new Armada body style. So far, I'm really impressed. I've done about a mile before I turn the camera on, just to kind of get a feel for it. It is amazing in here. Very smooth experience. All the appointments are really nice. They did a good job with the leather, the way the wood grain is set up. All this stuff is very easy to use. I've got knobs and switches and all that kind of stuff just kind of at arm's reach, so everything's really easy to have access to. The biggest thing about the Armada is really it's basically the Infiniti. I mean, you know, I kind of did a little bit of comparison between this an Infiniti and a Yukon Denali at our Buick GMC store next door, and it's amazing. You know, you save anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000 just depending on what you pick out at GMC or Infiniti, and really the difference is the badges. The technology is the same, the capability is the same. This is a V8. You know, I mean, there's really nothing, you know, this is the newer design. There's really nothing those trucks have that this doesn't, which is really impressive. I think there's a huge bang for your buck. The value that you find in the Nissan model is crazy. First thing you'll notice when you get in here is all those appointments that I was talking about. So everything's been redone up front. The dash is completely different. It's actually completely different from any other Nissan model that's come out over the last 2 years. They changed everything up front. You don't have such a big active drive display in between the dials right here. It's not huge and overbearing. It just gives you all the information that you need on a little small, and not a small screen, but at a good size screen up front. So, I mean, it's just designed to be as simple as possible. When you're driving something this big, lack of distraction is always a good thing. So let's get real. The old Armada body style was around for a decade, basically. A beautiful car, right? I mean, that design held up for a really long time. The old body style still looks current, right? There's nothing about it that makes it look dated or anything like that. You really can't say that about any other SUV that's on the market 10 years ago, right? Everything else has been redesigned, redone. Nissan took a long time to do this one, but they definitely got it right. The biggest thing that they've changed, and Nissan's really huge on this, is the technology level. So I'm in a Platinum Armada. This is everything you can get in one. It's the best example of what Nissan's got now as far as safety technology, autonomous driving, everything else that's kind of breaking its way into the market. So this has got the blind spot warning that's become standard on a lot of our core models on the side doors. The little lights right here. If somebody sits in my blind spot, this light will light up on the door. But otherwise, let's say I put my signal on and try to get over, it will beep at me and let me know. So a ton of little tiny things that are passive, but there is some more engaging safety features in the Armada than we've seen before. Now, of course, the first thing being the intelligent cruise control. So I'm going along a little bit of a windy road here. If I set my cruise control to, say, the speed limit's 40, so if I set it to 40 miles an hour and the car in front of me slows down, the radar unit in the front is going to pick up on that, and it's going to maintain a set distance to the car in front of me. So you're basically just keeping your hand on the wheel. You don't have to touch the gas or the brake. It's handling all the speed for you. So that's something that came out on the Maxima and the Altima last year. That's been a huge hit. Murano as well. So that's a huge deal. That's a huge safety feature Nissan's really done a good job with. But this has a couple of exclusive stuff. So stuff that we expect to see come out across the lineup, but it's definitely awesome that it's in something this big. Two things. They both take into account the autonomous driving factor that Nissan's moving towards. One, a couple of years ago, Nissan got rid of their lane departure warning altogether across the lineup. For whatever reason, they just went away from it. In the 13s, and I believe the 14s, they had that in Altima, Rogue, Pathfinder, they went away from it. No explanation. We don't really know why, but all of a sudden, here it comes back, but it's even better. So now it's set up to correct for you. So let's say I'm driving down a straight highway. I drift out of my lane a little bit because I'm not paying attention. Kids are yelling in the back or whatever. It will correct back into the middle of the lane for me. So it keeps me from drifting all over the road. Really, really cool. This is going to be your long road trip car, right? I mean, this is the one where you pack up the whole family, the dog, everything, and you drive, 10 hours or whatever. So it's a really cool feature to have when you're doing a lot of highway driving. Really cool feature to have for that. All right, so the other safety feature that is exclusive to the Armada with Nissan is the rear cross traffic intervention. So starting last year, we had what's called rear cross traffic alert. So if you're sitting in a parking spot and you go to back out, the car will alert you on the blind spot indicators on either side that a car is driving it behind you. So you could then intervene, step on the brake, stop, right? Now, Nissan's taken that one step further. So with rear cross traffic intervention, it picks up on that car, and if you don't stop, it stops. It's autonomous braking. So it's all designed to be passive safety technology until you've got to have it. So there it is. Boom. I think Nissan's done a really good job of kind of softening it up a little bit. It doesn't roll in the corners. It doesn't, kind of throw you around when you take a good solid turn. But just with what I'm doing right here, which is, 40, 45 miles an hour back here in McKinney, it's very smooth, right? I don't pick up a lot of bumps. I'm not feeling like I'm jolted around. It doesn't ride like a truck in the city, right? It's a really good feel. They've done a really good job just kind of dampening the bumps that were in the old model and kind of setting it up to be more of what it is, which is a SUV for families. All right, so there's a button right here on the steering wheel that engages all the safety technology. So it will just turn everything on, the blind spot warning, the lane departure correction, all that kind of stuff. So I am going to test it out. I'm here, got a lot of room around me before there's any traffic. And I'm going to try this little drifting out of my lane feature and see if it corrects. And there it went. So basically what happened is I took my hand off the wheel, just right over the wheel, and I went to the right, because I'm kind of on a little bit of a sloped road here. I went over to the right, and I just went to go over that line right there, and it just very smoothly brought me back in. A little nerve-wracking the first time, but a very cool little feature that just drags you right back into traffic. It's pretty subtle. It's nothing that would yank you over. It's just a very subtle little safety feature. Now that uses the cameras along the side to read the road. So your AroundView camera is now standard on the Armada. That's exclusive to the Armada. Can't get it in any competitor, right? So that's the cameras all the way around. Now that's been a pretty standard feature on our bigger cars, our SUVs. The Versa Note has one as well, but it's 4 cameras. One in the front grille, the backup camera, and then one under each side mirror on each side. But in this case, they're reading the lines on the road and picking up on those lines and basically creating like a virtual lane. And when you drift over those lines, bam, it corrects for you. One of the biggest things in the new Armada that's a huge improvement over the old model is your integration with the navigation system. So used to, it was just a few blocky buttons up by the screen. It wasn't very intuitive, right? And Nissan's known for intuitive interfaces, getting everything set up to where it makes sense up on the dash. So what they did was they did an overhaul of everything that's up under here. Same nav system, got an update, obviously, but same nav system that had been used in our Armada, Pathfinder, and the Maxima. So what happened is they went through and revamped how you interface with it. It's very easy now, really. I just was sitting at a stoplight just a few minutes ago, bam, 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 put in the address for the store. Maybe took me 20 seconds. It's very easy to do this stuff. So really good job with how it's set up. You can jump in here, put in a destination. It's very quick. It's a smart keyboard, so it learns as you type. But at the same time, it's also got a database of points of interest, ATMs, restaurants, stuff like that around you, so that you can just punch that stuff up, and it'll come right up and do a route for you on the map. Just looking around here, getting an idea of all the, like I said, this is my first time in one. Just getting an idea of all the buttons and stuff that comes with it. Along the side here on your instrument panel, you've got all your controls for the safety features, turning them on and off. The sonar that goes all the way around if you're, backing out of a spot and, you've got some obstacles around you. The sonar will beep and let you know what side they're on, give you a little display up front. But a lot of this is all set up to be easy to use. So you've got your memory seat settings on the driver's side over here. And then to the left of my knee, I've got an adjuster for how much the headlights correct based on the incline of the road. So if I'm right here, I'm at Virginia and Lake Forest. So right here where it's kind of hilly, back here in West McKinney, Northwest McKinney, at nighttime, the headlights will correct and always keep level with the road. They're auto leveling. So they'll correct as you're going up and down these hills back here. It's a really cool feature, just improves your visibility. They're high intensity headlights. Did a really good job just kind of thinking of everything, right? There's a bunch of great safety features across the lineup, but there's really hasn't been one car that incorporates all of them together into one Nissan product. So this is just a really good job of combining all of these things, making them work together, and just making it an easier car to drive. I just had my blind spot warning come on, and I put on my signal, and there's the beep. So it's still just as smart as every other model. They've done a great job. I'm going to do a little kind of speeding up here. I'm on a little bit of a curvy road, and see how responsive it is. I mean, very quick, very smooth. Even with a pretty serious pickup, I just put my foot down pretty hard there, and you don't get very much engine noise in here at all. I've probably been driving it for 25 minutes now. I haven't gotten any tire noise, any wind noise. I've been on the highway and in the city. I haven't got any of that. So everything's very smooth, very quiet. I know that the big thing Nissan was pushing was sound dampening in here. So they went through and did acoustic glass along the front and the sides. Everything is designed to decrease vibration, decrease noise inside the cabin here. Really, it's basically a huge luxury sedan is basically what it is, right? It's comfortable, it's easy to drive, but it's very quiet in here. Now, all the luxury stuff that you're used to in the Armada is still here, right? All they did was add. They didn't subtract anything. So heated and cooled seats, both sides up here. Heated seats in the back, I believe. You've got the setup for your HomeLink mirror, so you can program your garage door, outdoor lights, all that kind of stuff. Bose audio system. There's a subwoofer in the back. Heated steering wheel as well. Of course, the leather upholstery up here. Everything's just designed to be as premium appointment as possible. So all the creature comforts that you're used to in the old Armada Platinums, Armada SLs, stuff like that, that's all in here. Now, one of the things that Nissan's been really conscious of is making a change to a more streamlined packaging system. What I mean by that is, we'll take the Maxima for instance. Used to, you could buy the Maxima, 12 or 13 different ways, which kind of made the inventory hard to find. There was a lot of special ordering going on, a lot of dealer trading, and a lot of inventory swaps to get customers what they wanted. Nissan's moved into the direction of not only streamlining the manufacturing process, but also the way that the cars are packaged. So, used to, with that 12, 13 configurations of the Maxima, now it's 5. So, the Armada's moved in the same direction. Used to, you could get a bunch of packages and options and, all that kind of stuff. Really, now it's an SV, an SL, and a Platinum. And there's a couple of options, a couple of packages, but nothing really crazy. It just allows for you to pick, hey, this is what I want, and this is the easiest way to get it. There's not a lot of splintering in the inventory. There's not a lot of, I want an SV with the tech package and the luxury package and the driver package and the family package and, all that stuff. So everything's just designed to be very easy to find and just kind of streamline their process on the manufacturing side, but also your process of finding a car, right? Just make it easier. Now, I was trying out the cargo space earlier. I just threw all my equipment in the back so that I could take this out. The seats are still the same really cool motorized fold up and down for the third row, and you still have a ton of room back there. And then the second row, I actually sat back there for just a second. like I told you at the beginning, I'm 6'5". It's still really comfortable back there. So this is the perfect family car in our area, in the DFW area. It's amazing, the kids' activities and sports and all that kind of stuff that, parents are taking around with them with their kids and all that kind of stuff. This is plenty of room for everything. It's the perfect family car for that reason. But also, if you need to get something big in here, you can fold all those seats flat, and you've got a huge amount of space back there. Maybe this is just one of those weird little things that I noticed because I'm in these things all day, and I'm a salesperson. But the reality is, the AC is running in here. I'm really cold, and I can't hear it running. So it's just a really crazy system. It's the little things like that just make this feel, once you've driven it for 20, 30 minutes, that make this feel like a really, really luxury, nice car.